to talk about tonight is a real important subject, not only for myself and not only for my ears, but I also feel like, if you open your ears and listen to the message, it can do amazing things in your life. Most of the times, we don't allow ourselves to see any change. We don't allow ourselves to see any growth because we too attached to the person we are today and we too attached to the habits we have today. So most of the times we won't move out of our own way to become what we meant to become. Or the door won't open that we've been waiting for to open because we too busy going through the doors that we used to go through. Like the door to go buy the weed, or the door, to go to your friend's house, or the door for you to go sit home and watch TV. But you wonder why that opportunity not coming your way. You wonder why that success is not coming your way. You wonder why that growth is not becoming your way because you're attached to who you are today. You're not willing to let yourself, who you are right now, die so you can become who you intended to be tomorrow. You attach to the things that you're doing today. You attach to your habits. You attach to your negative thinkings. You attach to the temptation that tempts you and that you fall upon to. And you wondering why you have no growth. And not only you, but we wonder why we can't see no real change, or we can't see no real growth, or we wonder why our mindset never fully gets out of the way. That's because we would change 5% of ourselves. We will let go 10% of ourselves, but we never willing to let go 100%. And if you look at those who let go 100% and transform into the person that they supposed to be, those are the person who you see that have true success. Those are the people who you see that is very happy. But when you have people who want to hold on to that 2% start to eat at that 98. And then in a week, that 98% became 93 because you're not willing to let go that 2%. And then you realize that, oh, I'm backsliding. I had a lot of momentum. I had a lot of progress. How am I ending up in the place that I'm at? Because you wasn't willing to let go that 2% or that 10% or that 50%. You have to be willing to let yourself go 100%. So that way, when you let yourself go, you start to redevelop and grow in the skills that you need. You start to develop the habits that you need. You start to develop the things that you need, so that way them doors can open. And when them doors open, you have the things you need, so them doors never close on you again. But most of the times we're not willing to let go ourselves today to be who we are intended to be tomorrow. We're too comfortable where we're at. We're too comfortable inside our box. Anything outside our box is scary to us. We're fearful of that. We don't want to go do those things because we don't know what's over there. But we know over there is our dreams. We know over there is our success. We know over there is exactly who we need to be. But we're afraid to go over there because we've been in this box for so long. But my message tonight is, if you get out of that box, if you get out of that comfort zone, if you get out of things that you're used to, if you let go of the habits that have been consuming your life this whole time and replace those with the habits of the people who you're trying to be, I guarantee your life and your future will change. It's not just about how you feel today. Imagine tomorrow. It feels comfortable and good right now to be doing the things you're doing, but imagine when you're 40 and you're still doing the things you was doing when you was a teenager. Imagine when you're 60 and you're doing things you was doing when you still was 20. And I'm not talking about good things that done propelled you and gained you success. I'm talking about the negative things that done stopped and derailed your success. Imagine when you're 50 and you looking back and saying, damn, I can't get over this hump. And I know I can't get over this hump. And I realized this hump when I was 20. But I've been doing it for 30 years because I'm not willing to let this thing go. I'm not willing to develop the habits and the tools that I need. I'm not willing to say, you know what, anything I'm doing today that's derailing my success, I'm done. It don't mean that much to you. You're selfish. And it's not only you, it's all of us. We be so afraid to let go what we think is our comfort zone, what we think is our norm. But the whole time we're swimming and drowning in our own poison. And we wonder why we can't see no success, or we can't see the light at the end of a tunnel because we're not willing to travel down that tunnel. We're staying in the same spot, peeking and looking like, hey, what's down there? Hey, it's too dark. I can't see down there. But the whole entire time, you're not taking no steps to the end of the tunnel to see, hey, I do see light. You're too comfortable where you're at. You're too comfortable with the things you've been doing. You're too comfortable with the lifestyle you have today. But you're wondering, hey, why isn't this opportunity not coming my way? Why isn't this door opening? The doors is never opening because you're not even approaching those doors. You're still approaching the same doors that you're normally used to walking in. When you start approaching those doors, and when you start putting yourself in position to open those doors that you're trying to get through, and you're actually doing the things to get there, that's when them doors will start to open. When you start to let go of yourself, when you start to say, you know what, I don't care what I have going on in my life today, I'm willing to let it all go in order to be who I'm intended to be. And that's the mindset we got to have. We got to say, you know what? I've been brought up this way. I thought like a kid. I thought like a teen. I thought like, a preteen. I thought like an adult. Now it's time for me, to think about my future. It's time for me to plan. Okay, I didn't have this mindset before, but this is something I need to develop now to be successful. This is something I need to develop now for my family to have generational wealth, for them to be able to have things that I didn't have. You have to be willing to say, you know what, I don't care what habits I have right now. If these habits are derailing my success, I'm willing to let any one of those go and replace them with something that's going to be fruitful. We should be conscious of where we put our time. We shouldn't say, hey, this is only an hour. An hour matters. Unless you know somebody who have a time clock that can run this thing back. But I have yet to meet or hear anything about that. So yes, that hour matters. That 30 minutes matters. That 20-minute matters. And what we do and what we are willing to do matters. So when you're only willing to do the things that you've been doing so far up to this point, then you should know you're going to get the same result that you've been getting up to this point. But when you're willing to let all of that go, and when you're willing to become and do the things that you need to do to become the person that you become, that's when you will see some type of change. That's when you will see some type of growth or results. But when you're staying inside of your comfort zone, when you're not leaving outside that box or that neighborhood or that radius that you used to, never expect to see no change. Expect to see the things that you have been seeing so far. Don't expect something if you're not changing yourself. Don't expect something if you're not changing your mindset. You can say you want it, you can believe you want it, but if you're not putting in no action, if you're not willing to let every single thing go you have going on today to be walk in your dream, to walk in your manifestation, then you might as well let it go now. Most of us trip our own selves when we're trying to grow. Most of us stop our own selves when we're trying to grow because we're too comfortable with who we are today. We're too comfortable with the habits and things that we've been doing up until this point. But when you say, and when you're at the point where when you had enough, and where you realize that the things you have been doing led to the results you have in your life right now, you'll be willing to let anything go. Because you will say, you know what, in order for me to walk in my dream, in order for me to walk into my calling, into my light, into my purpose, I have to become somebody that I never was. Because the person I am today can't do the things that I'm trying to do. The person I am today can't run $1 billion company. So I have to grow. I have to become a total different Sean than I am today. And that's what we all need to do with ourselves. We need to realize and figure out who we need to become. And when we figure that out, we have to say, you know what? I have to let every single part of me die if that's what need to be today.